Today, my team, Hey Dasher,
Nelson Cruz.
Debbie Pass.
and Antonella Tomasi will be presenting to you who do we think is the most deserving candidate to receive a new heart transplant. But first, Mr. Snot.
It froze.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Oh.
No, there we go.
Okay. But first, our team has been tasked with selecting the most apt, most deserving candidate to receive a life-saving heart transplant. And our conclusion is going to be based on family impact. How many people would that candidate affect, and how would the structure that they were part of would change? Personal circumstances, like the candidate's overall state, which could also lead to the likelihood of post-surgery success. So the post-surgery success would be like, how would their past and bad decisions or good decisions affect them in the future? Would they be able to fund the medicine, the aftercare medicine, and are they gonna keep doing bad or good decisions? Our conclusion is gonna be based on ethical considerations. We come from very different backgrounds, and we had many hypotheses, but we only came to one conclusion.
We had 5 candidates, 3 being women and 2 being men, and we had to choose between one of them. Our first candidate is a 41-year-old woman. She's a recovering alcoholic, which is already a con. She has a 6-year-old daughter that lives with her grandmother, meaning she doesn't live with her daughter, and her job has secured with company insurance. Her strengths are she has motivation to present for her daughter. She wants to be a better mother figure for her daughter. That's why she wants a heart transplant, to be able to live a life and be with her daughter for the rest of her life. Our next candidate was a 59-year-old man. His background is that he's a security guard, and his job, he doesn't earn as much. He has to work 60 hours a week, and his wife is in a nursing home, and he has grandkids. The reason he wants a transplant is that he wants to support his grandkids and his wife, but his cons is that he's old and he doesn't have financial stability.
Now, the third candidate that we have was a 30-year-old woman. She has a hectic work schedule, which means that she's very busy. She smokes a pack a day, she drinks socially, so she doesn't have a good health and not good past circumstances. But she does work out at the gym, she takes care of herself. The strengths are that she recognizes the need that she needs the surgery and she is preparing for it, but she has a lot of weaknesses, such as smoking and high-stress lifestyle, which could impact her recovery negatively. And then there's the fact that her post-surgery success may not be very successful because her lifestyle habits could hinder long-term success despite her willingness. The fourth candidate is a 45-year-old man. Now, this man is a father of 3. He has good health, he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he lives in a good upper class home, he has a good job, good insurance. So not only is he in stable health and a financial situation, but he also has a lot of strong family support. But this relative stability might make his case a little less urgent compared to everyone else in the dire situations. Yet, because there is a really high chance of post-surgery success, he is a very strong candidate. The fifth candidate we had was a 35-year-old woman. Her background is that she is unhoused, she's suffering from severe heart issues, she has no family support, and no health insurance, which means there are a lot of weaknesses in this scenario. But she does demonstrate a critical need for surgery. But because of there being a lack of resources and support systems, her recovery could be impacted very negatively. Now, the candidate that we chose,
It's candidate 4.
the reasons we did this is because of, first, the ethical and philosophical considerations. Equity is the first thing that we consider in this scenario. Rawls said that we have to ensure equal opportunities for everyone, regardless of their background or anything of those sort. But the thing is, in the case of a heart transplant, that's not possible. We can't consider equity as the main problem, because otherwise no one deserves a heart. Therefore, we focused more on utility and personal responsibility. Utility believes that we must have the most good for the maximum number of people, which means how many people we'll be affecting by ensuring that we have good for them. And then personal responsibility is based on their past actions and how that leads to their ability to succeed in the future.
We also based off our conclusion in economical considerations. Candidate 4 is more likely to pay the surgery with no struggle. Here, in this scenario, it shows how much a heart transplant costs. I think this was in Europe. It's still a lot of money. He has some financial support from his family, especially his wife. Imagine how stressing getting a heart transplant is and the pain that you must endure. And add to that stress the fact that you can't pay the surgery. He can pay the surgery, plus his wife can help you with it. The aftercare medications and the hospital stay for guided exercises are within the reach the candidates for economic state. What do I mean by that? After you get a heart transplant or an organ transplanted into yourself, it's like a life sentence. You need to take medicines for the rest of your life, and you also need to exercise mostly if it's a heart. You need to do cardio and stuff, which means you have to if you don't have a community gym, you have to go to a other gym which costs money for the membership.
Our next consideration was social and cultural impacts. One of the reasons we chose him was that he is employed, and that will affect not only his family, but his social environment, in which is a major advertising company would probably be affected since he's not gonna be chosen. Also, he has a family and a healthy, great community. He has 3 children, so if he doesn't get a heart transplant, that might affect them for the rest of their lives. And the people around him, his community, would also be affected by a great person that follows the law, has a great job, and has insurance.
Our next scientific approach, the success. The success of the candidate can be considered since he has stable health, but increases the success of the integral medical process. The recovery of the candidate can be quick and stable because of his lifestyle.
Thank you.